In this training video, we're going to look at the use of paste special in Microsoft Excel. So the version I'm using right now is Excel 2016, and we're going to look at using a couple of features of paste special and then seeing the importance and power of paste special within Excel. So if we look at column F, column F now has some additional sales from F2 to F6. Now, let's say we were going to a meeting and we've asked somebody to update the sales ready for a meeting. Now, instead of putting the 3,000 and the rest of the sales on top of the existing sales, they've created an extra column for us. So we could put a formula in and add up both columns, but we want to take one printout with us with the additional sales added to the existing sales. So in effect, you won't see 10,000 in cell B2, you'll see 13,000 because it would have updated the additional sales. So this is called addition within paste special. So you can in effect superimpose numbers on top of numbers to combine them in one area. So let's have a look how this works. So with any paste special feature, you've got to start off by copying. So we're going to look at the additional sales. We're going to copy from F2 to F6. So first highlight, I'm going to go in the Home tab, and I'm going to click the feature called copy. So copy. I've now got the copy feature activated. I'm now going to look at where I want to start the paste special feature. So I want to start in cell B2. So I want the 3,000 to go on top of the 10,000. So that's why I'm clicking cell B2 as a starting position. Home tab. I'm now going to click the arrow under paste and come down the bottom for the option paste special. Now, if you haven't used paste special before, it's a very, very useful feature. It's got a number of different areas which can be used. In this example, I'm going to add together. So in the operations section, I'm going to choose add. So what this is going to do is add all the additional sales on top of the existing sales, and then I could delete the additional sales which are of no use to me. So we're going to look at add-in. We've got the cell B2 selected. Going to click OK, and straight away all the figures are updated. So where the figure was 10,000, it's now 13,000 because we've added the sales on top of the existing sales. So this is what the addition feature can do in paste special. It can superimpose numbers on top of numbers. Now when you've finished using the paste special feature, in this case I'm still in copy mode. To get rid of copy mode, I press the escape key on the keyboard. So ESC escape, and that gets rid of copy mode. So that then gives you an example of one of the areas of paste special, and that was called addition. Another way of using paste special could be, for example, you were asked to do a task and someone said, will you type in regions, sales, expenditure, and then calculate the profit. So the way you happen to put it into your work-based task was under column A you had regions, under column B you had sales, C expenditure, and D the profit. Now you're about to give this information to somebody and they said, oh, I didn't expect it that way. I was expecting all the headings to be down column A. So regions would be in column A in A1, sales would be in A2, expenditure would be in A3, and profit would be in A4. So in effect, they wanted the information to be totally reversed in its direction. So instead of the headings coming down in columns, they wanted it to go across in rows. Well, a lot of people, what they would do now would be to delete the whole of the information and start again, or start using cut and paste and copy and paste methods, which could in effect copy over information or delete information, and things start going wrong. Well, there's a lovely feature built into Paste Special called Transpose. Now, transpose means flip directions. So instead of the headings coming down in columns, they will go across in rows. So all it's going to do is change the direction. This is called transpose, and there's transpose under Paste Special. So let's have a look at this feature. So in this example, I'm going to transpose everything to start in cell A10 so we can see the example. We can then compare what it's done. So I'm not going to go to a new worksheet, which a lot of people will do. I'm going to keep it within this worksheet, and we're going to start in cell A10. So the first thing is copy all the information to be transposed. So I'm going to copy everything. So highlight, copy. I'm now going to click into cell A10. I'm going to go to my paste arrow on the home tab, and I'm going to choose Paste Special. The Paste Special box is now open again. I'm now going to look at what I can do with it. Well, down the bottom right, there's a little option called Transpose. Now, this is what is really useful with Excel. It gives you so many different options, and one of the options under Paste Special is Transpose, which I'm about to select. Now, by clicking Transpose, what this is going to do is totally change the direction of the information I can see from cell A1 to D7. So it's going to change the direction. So all the headings are going to come down in column A, and all the information north, central, east, south, and west are going to go across the top of the columns. So let's see what happens. Click OK, and there you go. So always press the escape key to get out of copy mode. So we can see regions, sales, it's now down in column A. Expenditure, all I'd have to do is start widening some columns. There's all the headings. South is not wide enough, widen it. Total is not wide enough, widen it. And there we go. So what it's done, instead of the headings coming down the page, they're now going across the page, as we can see here. They're going straight across. So that feature was called Transpose. Very, very useful for manipulating information and changing information around on the screen. So now I've given this example, I'm now going to delete the information in row 10 to row 13. Okay, the next example I'm going to look at with Paste Special. Sometimes you don't want formulas to update. So in this example, if I click into cell B7, there's a sum function against it. So that means if I were to change any figures from B2 to B6, the figure in B7 will automatically update. So let's prove the point. So if I changed 13 to, let's say, 30,000. Watch the figure 82,000 change to increase itself because I've updated cell B2. So I'm going to type in 30,000, and straight away it's no longer 82,000, it's now 95, and all the rest of my calculations could have changed, particularly the profit. So the expenditure wouldn't have changed because that's relying on column C, but the profit would have because of that change. So I'm going to click Undo to take me back to my original settings. So at the moment, profit is 77,000, sales is 99,500 odd. Going to do Undo, and it now takes profit back to 60,000 and sales back to 82,500. So let's say I was going to a meeting and I didn't want these figures, the formulas, to update. So if anyone were to make a change to sales or expenditure, I now want the totals to be fixed in place for whatever reason. It might be I've got a quarterly meeting coming up that I need to declare figures against. Could be any kind of reason. So what I want to happen now is I don't want to see a function or formula in the formula bar behind the figure. I just want to see the figure. So that will mean it won't update itself. So at the moment, this is an automated update. So any figure I change in at the moment in column B up to cell B6 is going to affect my total. So I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen for the expenditure, and I don't want it to happen for the profit. So let's see what's going to happen. So I'm now going to stop these totals from updating. So I'm going to highlight all three. I'm going to go into the Home tab, copy again. I'm going to click on the arrow for paste. I'm going to go into Paste Special. And there's a feature called Values. So what values will allow you to do? It'll allow you to change any formula or function in the formula bar to just a pure value, just a number. So you won't see a function or a formula behind any totals. You'll only see its value. So that means that value cannot be automatically updated. It's just going to show a number. So this is what's going to happen. All the formulas are now going to disappear. So I'm going to click OK, and I escape to get rid of copy mode. And if I click on any of the yellow areas, they're now just pure numbers. So if I were to update anything now, the downside to this kind of example would be if somebody did change the sales, for example, in North. Yes, the profit's going to change, but the total profit's not now, because what we've told it is we don't want the totals to update. So to prove the point, I'm going to change North to 50,000 in sales. The profit now is 45,000. It's gone up a lot, yet the total profit hasn't updated. So that's the only issue. If you do then start updating the data that affects the totals, it's not going to update the totals because we've told it it's values only. So that's a consideration to make in this kind of example. There's another example I'm going to go through now with Paste Special. So it's something I've prepared already. And I'm going to my View tab, switch windows, and I'm going to go to another Paste Special example. In this example, I happen to want to link a total from another worksheet into what's called the annual total. So for example, in quarter 1, I have a total. In quarter 2, I have a total. Same for quarter 3, same for quarter 4. I have totals in each of the quarters. Now I want to bring these totals into the annual worksheet. So we can link formulas together and we can link cells together, and this was explained in an earlier training video called Excel Basics. So this can be done. In this training video, I'm going to show you it can be done in Paste Special as well. So Paste Special has got many different uses, and one of them is linking cells to different parts of an Excel workbook. So let's have a go at it. So I'm going to go back to my quarter 1. I'm going to click on the total, which is B9. I'm going to copy it and then go to my annual total worksheet. Going to click in the cell B4 to make sure that's correct. I'm going to then go paste arrow, Paste Special, and down the bottom we'll see paste link. So paste link. And there we go. And what that's telling me, it's telling me that if I look in the formula bar, cell B4 in the annual total worksheet is linked to cell B9 in the quarter 1 worksheet. So let's go back again and see what quarter 1 B9 cell looks like. It's the total. So I've linked the total from quarter one into the annual area. So this is where people might want to consolidate information for going to meetings for different quarters, for half-year performance, looking at data over a decade and different years in different sheets you want to combine together. This can be done through either linking formulas or, as we've seen, through paste special. So I'll just continue this activity. So I'll press escape to get rid of the copy mode, and I'll just do one or two more so you can see what will happen for the rest of the quarters. So I'll go back into quarter two of the annual. So that's where I want the position, so I'm positioning now in the right place ready. So I'm going to quarter two, I'm going to click on the total, which is cell B9. I'm going to copy, go into my annual, I'm in the right place where I want it to be. Paste special, paste link. That's the total now from quarter two. We'll look at it quickly afterwards. Next one, I want a quarter three next. So I tend to get rid of the copy mode straight away. Go into quarter three. Total, copy, back into the annual. It's in the right position, ready for pasting. Paste special, paste link. One more, it's in the right position in the annual. Go into my quarter three, press escape for copy mode. Quarter four, the total, copy into the annual. It's in the right cell for quarter four, paste arrow, paste special, paste link. So what I've done there, I've linked all of the totals for each of the quarters to give me a combined total in the annual worksheet. Well, as we know with formulas and functions in Excel, if I were to change one of the figures in one of the quarters, this is now going to impact on the quarters, but plus now it's going to impact on the total sales for the combination of all the quarters. So I'm first going to press escape to get rid of copy mode. Now if I, for example, go into quarter four and I can see the sales for North is 25,000 and this should have been 100,000. Well, naturally it's going to increase the total for the sales for quarter four, but it's also going to increase it for the total for the annual. So let's see what happens. So quarter four, it's not going to be 25,000, it's going to be 100,000. Now it's naturally going to increase the 120,000. Let's see. And it's gone to 195,000. Well, if we got the annual, that's gone over the 300,000. It's now into the 400,000. So this is what can happen when you've linked information together. Any change becomes what's called a dynamic change. It naturally updates information which might be consolidated, as in this example, through paste special, paste link. So this completes the training video on paste special and different examples of paste special. But as we've seen by looking at the box, there are lots of options in paste special. So I would encourage you to explore paste special because it has some very, very useful features built into it.